The night over the Atlantic was black, cold, and still, while the Titanic cut through the water like a shining palace. Inside her bright halls, rich guests laughed, music played, and every window glowed with warm light. No one above deck knew that beneath the liner, hidden in a steel chamber, a secret rescue unit waited for disaster. Their mission was simple and terrible at the same time. If the ship struck ice, they would use a towering mech to steady her long enough to save lives. When the impact came, it was sharp and sudden, and the great ship shuddered from bow to stern. Glass trembled, lamps flickered, and water began to force its way through broken seams. In the rescue chamber, Captain Evelyn Hart, a strict woman with silver hair and a dark navy coat, gave the order to move. Beside her stood Leo Mercer, a young man with brown hair, soot on his face, and grease on his hands. He was the ship's best engineer, and he knew the mech better than anyone, but tonight he was terrified because people's lives depended on his hands. The mech rose from its cradle like a giant steel guardian, with heavy arms, glowing gauges, and rivets shining under red emergency lamps. Leo climbed into the control seat, while Mara Quinn, a calm woman with red hair and a work jacket, fed power through thick cables and watched the pressure lines. Together, they pushed the machine into the flooded maintenance corridors, where water slapped against the walls and loose pipes screamed under strain. Their goal was clear: brace the damaged hull, support the lower decks, and keep the lifeboat stations stable until every possible passenger could escape. Then Victor Thorne appeared in the shadows, and the rescue crew finally understood why the mission had begun to fail. He was a tall man with black hair, a pale face, and a long dark coat, and he led a secret group that worshipped the sea's hunger. Victor believed the Titanic should be taken by the deep because he thought human pride had angered the ocean and only total ruin could restore balance. He had cut power lines, jammed valves, and flooded key passages, not to win anything, but to force the ship into a sacred collapse. The truth hit Leo hard because this was not an accident anymore, and every second Victor stole meant more families trapped above. Leo stopped thinking like a scared boy and started acting like the engineer the ship needed. He guided the mech through a narrowing passage, used its left arm to push open a jammed hatch, and held the failing bulkhead while Mara rerouted power from a damaged line. Captain Hart sent crew members to the lifeboats and kept the people calm, even as the deck above groaned like it might split. At the same time, Leo discovered the real twist. Victor had once been a rescue diver who lost his family at sea, and grief had twisted him into a man who wanted everyone else to share his pain. That made him more dangerous because he truly believed he was righteous. The final clash came in the lowest flooded chamber, where Victor tried to overload the mech from a broken control panel. Leo saw the plan just in time, drove the machine forward, and forced Victor back from the switches. Mara severed the cult lines, Captain Hart ordered the last lifeboats away, and the mech locked its arms against the failing hull with a thunderous grind. The Titanic still leaned, still groaned, and still surrendered to the cold, but the rescue held long enough for dozens more lives to escape. In the end, Leo watched the lights fade with steady eyes because he had learned that bravery was not the absence of fear. It was choosing to hold the line when the whole world was sinking around you.